Were you ever afraid?
I was afraid when I wasn't on death row.
Right. Explain.
Because it was death threats. It was like where they was coming to get at me. It was like it was animosity. They was bitter. You lose your biggest star, Dr. Dre, and then you lose your second biggest star, Tupac, and then you lose your biggest star that's actually there with you that helped officially create this Snoop Dogg.
Were you scared for your life, dog?
Definitely.
Welcome to the channel. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you're a fan of Tupac. Drop the RIP Tupacs down in the comment section. Hit the like button. They got him now. Tupac warned us about Snoop Dogg, he warned us about Diddy, and he warned us about Jay-Z. Everything that revolved around what happened with Tupac, it all goes to show the people who was hating on him since the beginning. Tupac, he was the one who inspired all them and made them start changing their genre of music up. They got down on Tupac and they paid $1 million for Tupac to get sent up. And I want y'all to know Tupac ain't deserve to go out like that. Tupac, he a legend in these streets. And let me know if you're a fan of Tupac down in the comment section. Because Keefy D said that Snoop Dogg was in cahoots with what Diddy had going on with the payment that they gave to Keefy D so that they can do this to Tupac. Now Tupac, he went to Las Vegas.
Being on death row sometimes?
Never. I was afraid when I wasn't on death row.
Right. Explain.
Because it was death threats. It was like shit where they was coming to get at me. It was like it was animosity. They was bitter. You lose your biggest star, Dr. Dre, and then you lose your second biggest star, Tupac, and then you lose your biggest star that's actually there with you that helped officially create this shit, Snoop Dogg.
Were you scared for your life, dog?
Definitely.
Were you ever afraid of being on death row sometimes?
Never.
For one reason, so he can go to the fight. All he wanted to do is go to the fight and go back to the hotel. But Suge Knight said that by Mike Tyson having that fight, it made it to where everybody who was in tour with them and didn't like them, it made it to where they had the ups on Tupac and Suge Knight. Now don't forget Suge Knight, he got hit up too. He got grazed 2 times. And I want y'all to know Tupac got hit up 5 times. They bogus for what they did to Tupac. Tupac, he opened the doors for a lot of people. And everybody know what happened to Kim Porter. Everybody know exactly the people who played a role in that. I want y'all to let me know if y'all rocking with Tupac down in the comment section. Drop the RIP Tupacs and drop the RIP Kim Porters down in the comment section. Everybody who played a role in this, they going down. And the Fed said that Keefy D, Suge Knight, and Diddy, they said that all of them orchestrated everything that went down. And I want y'all to know, just because Suge Knight was in the car with him, Suge Knight was driving. If Tupac would have been in that driver's seat, he probably would have went the other way and got out of that jam.
If anybody else is going to be implemented in this trial with P. Diddy, I really think that they're going to hold that until we see the trial date in May, because this is already hard enough for them to control. They got to try to keep it as quiet as possible. Now, mind you, P. Diddy has already asked for a gag order because he wants to be able to control the direction of what's communicated in his own way.
If he lets certain things get out, it may mess him up tremendously. They already took his kid's passport. Justin Combs and the daughters, they took their passport. They can't even leave out the country.
Everybody is on lockdown per se, and until this all comes to a head, we're going to see all kinds of ways that P. Diddy is going to try to continue to manipulate the situation that is beneficial to him. But at the end of the day, I really think that the prosecution has a solid case and they're really trying to hold their weight and keep everything as hush-hush as they can. We're not going to know who else is implemented until that trial date, just for the simple fact that they don't want anyone to run. They don't want to have to chase nobody down. They don't want anybody to disappear. They want things to just kind of fall into place so that we can go to trial and everybody can say their piece. There's a lot of witnesses. You got to figure 120 claims. There's a lot of witnesses they got to move through. There's a lot of interviews they got to move through. Who knows the amount of evidence? We already know the videos are real. They've been leaked. We already know that his house was taped to the hilt on wires and cameras. There's no telling what they actually found on those films besides the activities.
He had the cameras in the wall. I feel that that's breaching privacy and you invite people to the house. He wouldn't let none of them even go to the bathroom. That's why Denzel Washington and his wife got up and left.
It's sad to say, but the situation he created for himself, he's going to hang himself by his own actions and his own precautions of security or wanting to have that tape for later. Whatever it was, he created his own evidence against himself.
The Fed, they went and searched the perimeter every mansion that he had. It's over with now for him. Once they present this in court, they had to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he did not do this with intentions.
Combs, who is being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn until his May 2025 trial, has, among other things, orchestrated social media campaigns that are, in his words, aimed at tainting the jury pool. According to the prosecutors, made efforts to publicly leak materials he viewed as helpful to his case. The filing includes redacted notes found during a jail sweep, while prosecutors alleged are evidence Combs paid a witness to post in support of him on Instagram. The filings also claim that Combs has contacted witnesses through third party and used telephone accounts of at least 8 other inmates, seemingly to avoid law enforcement monitoring. The filings also stated he tried to make a phone call to contacts who are not on his approved contact list.
I hope he know that they recording every single call that he make out of that, every letter that he send out, regardless of what comes in that has his name on it. They search, they check, they read every letter. I want y'all to know this gonna hurt him tremendously in this case. R.P. Kim Porter, R.P. Tupac.
The filing stated to obtain or maintain access to other inmates' phone access code numbers, the defendant directs others to pay the inmates, including through payment processing apps and the BOP, Bureau of Prison, commissary account deposits, adding that Combs knows this is against the BOP regulations. On November 8th, Combs' legal team filed another bid for the hip-hop mongrel to be freed from the detention by proposing that they called an extremely substantial comprehensive bail package. Combs' previous attempt to be released from jail on bond has been denied by multiple judges. This renewed motion for bail by Combs' attorney was followed by 2 requests around the time he was charged and an appeal filed in the Second Circuit Court of Appeal in September.
He studied trying to get out. He studied trying to hire his lawyer to get him a bond, but his lawyer told him, you cannot get out right now, regardless of what Diddy's trying to do or whatever he's trying to hide or get in line or get in order for trial. You cannot tamper with the witnesses this time. You can send the threats, you can make the phone calls, you can do all the stuff that you've been doing, but you have to fall back at some point. A lot of people lost their lives behind Diddy. Everybody knew what happened to Al B. Shore. Everybody knew the way that he treated Cassie. He thought that it wasn't gonna get put out there. They leaked the whole video of him putting his hands on her. The feds said that they got him on multiple charges. By the way that he abused Cassie on that footage, it goes to show what he did to all them other people. And Orlando Brown said he don't like what Diddy did. He said if you go to Diddy's house, you're gonna have to party with Diddy. Regardless of what went on, a lot of people knew for a fact that T.D. Jakes was the main one telling Diddy he need to change his life years ago. The feds been watching Diddy for so long, and this lawsuit brought out a whole bunch of stuff we didn't know about.
Even so much as on his birthday, he had his kids sit around in front of a camera with a cake and call him and sing him happy birthday and then post it on all their social medias. He did that as a poise to influence potential jury that is going to be held, trying to persuade them in the sympathy role. He is trying to find any and every which way to bring the spotlight to him as being a good spotlight and influence people through social media, through phone calls, through someone else going and making the threat. Like we said before, the reach for P. Diddy is far beyond them holding them in jail. And he's going to try every tactic he thinks he can get away with. But really, they're tracking everything he does, whether he follows the analytical data or not. At the end of the day, it's only going to hurt his case, the fact that he is sitting here still trying to go behind the back and go, hey, if you say anything, there's over 120 lawsuits filed against this man. Not everybody's going to tell the same lie.
Ain't no telling how many lawsuits filed against Jay-Z. Regardless of what went on, he was right there with him. They found all the footage that connects him to Kim Porter, Tupac, Al B. Shore, and Cassie. I want y'all to know this is a sad situation. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of people who feel that what they did and the crimes they committed inside the Diddy parties was unseen. T.D. Jakes, he tried to change all their life. You know that you can't be connected with some people because it'll be birds of a feather flock together. If they're a good person, then you good. If you a bad person, then you bad. I want y'all to know this is a sad situation. We have to really pay close attention to the people we keep around us. When you spot certain things, you have to say something about it or speak up. They signed NDAs. By him making them sign NDAs, it messed up everything because they can't speak. They can't even tell what they saw.
But an NDA, when it comes to illegal actions, holds no weight. If someone is out here committing and you have a signed NDA under them, it don't matter. You will be held accountable for not reporting. So that's not an excuse or a way out for any of these people at the end of the day. If they knew that he was sitting here trafficking of any type and they didn't say nothing, they are guilty by association.
It's an accomplice. It's like you accomplished to all this because you sat right there and saw, like the security guard. The security guards was the one intimidating people. A lot of people knew for a fact the way that he had Wale on the balcony, we already knew for a fact that whatever Wale didn't do, Diddy sent them security guard right after him. That's why everybody who went to them parties, a lot of their names is on that list. And a lot of people wanted to wait to see if the list come out and it be people names, movie stars names, and people that we never expected. It came out, but we knew for a fact that these are the same people that's been with Diddy this whole time.
When the list is growing, they've released another list. That list is going to be longer than Epstein's list at the end of this. If you really think about it, there are so many people that are intertwined, and there are so many people that are on the hush versus the people that we do know were there. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't a couple thousand people involved in this.
Let me know if you're a fan of Young Miami. Let me know if you're a fan of Kim Porter. R.I.P. Tupac, R.I.P. Biggie, R.I.P. everybody who was lost behind this. I want y'all to know Young Miami just released everything. I want y'all to really pay close attention. Young Miami, she was the main one. She was right there. She saw everything that was in the safe. She saw everything that was inside of that file cabinet. And the Fed said that Diddy Monday. That's exactly when the trial started. I want y'all to know, Kim Porter, the footage from everything getting done, from the stuff getting dropped in her drink, it was all in the closet. I want y'all to know this is a sad situation, but Young Miami had everything on her iPhone.
You know, there's a lot of twists and turns to this case, but one thing we know for facts is there's a lot of innocent women involved. Young Miami may be one of them. She was implemented by a woman who was filing a lawsuit on P. Diddy. Young Miami has been named in one of the lawsuits against P. Diddy, this time from a woman alleging that the Mongol abused her and then once even impregnated her. The accusation is that Young Miami came back and persuade her to not have the baby, tried to make her go away. Young Miami moves silently for P. Diddy, and that's where she gets implemented because she's the one, taking the long flights out and carrying substance with her. She's the one that's sitting here basically covering his back.
Diddy knew he shouldn't have never did this to Kim Porter or Tupac. R.I.P. Tupac. Drop the 222s down in the comment section for Tupac. Everybody know exactly what happened as soon as Keefe D pulled up. Keefe D, he already had it planned out, mapped out. He already got need to give him to be in the car so that they can do that to Tupac. I want y'all to know everything that's going on in court and why they prolonging everything is because they want Keefe D to cop out to what he did to Tupac so that they can prosecute Diddy for giving him the money.
We know who a lot of the people are who have filed these lawsuits against P. Diddy. We know them well because they are famous people. But there is still one Jane Doe out there that we really know nothing about. And the question is right now, even as they are doing this jury selection and getting ready to actually start this trial on Monday, is who is she? And when are they going to find out and actually announce her name? Because the defense has to have time to prepare a defense against her. Everybody is really focused on Cassie, her pregnancy, how the defense team is going to handle her. This has to be done in such a sensitive way because they will look like a monster even if it's the truth.
Kim Porter, she was one of the main ones who sat there and tried to keep Diddy from doing this stuff. Diddy, he was living a swingers lifestyle, and they said it in court, and they said that he was trying to use that to keep Cassie there. He wanted Cassie to interact with these people that she was uncomfortable with being around. I want y'all to know he bogus for what he did and how he made Cassie do all these acts. Everything that Diddy did to these people, he will get put under the jail. And I want y'all to know this is something that's sad, man. This is a sad situation that we even have to occur to even listen to even see happen to Cassie.
If he could buy his way out of this with money like he has done everything else, then he would already be out. He would be walking around, living his normal life, causing havoc in other people's lives. Look at how many women's lives he has actually destroyed. Look at the evidence that's behind each individual case and see how many of them are so similar. The accusations of being drugged, the accusations of non-consensual activities, the accusations of being forced to be in a place and a time where you don't want to be are similar across the board. Details may vary, but he has a history of this.
Gene Deal said that the reason why Cassie is coming to court and she's the #1 star potential witness is because she was right there and she was the one on camera. Like, Diddy did something to her. Diddy pulled her down. He tried to hurt her. Like, at the end of the day, it's justice for Cassie. I want y'all to drop them justice for Cassies down in the comment section. Drop them RP Tupacs. Drop them RP Kim Porters down in the comment section. Let me know if you a fan of Cassie. He bogus for what he did, and the way that he thought that he was gonna get himself up out of this, it all came back on him because they released the list, and a lot of people that was on the list, they already turned on him because they said that Diddy used to lock the doors and he used to turn off the AC and make it to where it's hot in there so that everybody can try to get up out of there. Once people tried to get up out of there, he had the securities to block the door. That's literally holding somebody by their will. At the end of the day, Diddy, he thought he was gonna get away with it. They gonna put Diddy under the jail. They gonna give him 100 years for what he did to Cassie, Kim Porter, Tupac, Biggie Smalls, and the rest of them. At the end of the day, regardless of what type of love he showed them more hatred than love.
What's scary is what's really going to come out on these evidence tapes. And you got to look at the amount of the A-listers that have already been named off. From Kanye West, Laura London, Michelle Williams, Don Richard, Cassie, Mike Myers, Justin Combs, and so many more who we already know who these people are. The question is, who is this Jane Doe? What evidence is she going to bring to the table that could possibly seal this case? What other people are going to be exposed for having had involvement in all of these situations, and how many more people are going to go down with him?
Diddy thought that just because he paid the lawyers over $1 million that they were going to go in there and fabricate it. No, you can't fabricate something that's been caught on tape. They got documentation stating that Diddy did this to this girl. They see it with their own eyes. She was going to the elevator trying to get away from him. Regardless of if she was commencing in these acts with him, she was only doing it just because Diddy was threatening her. I want y'all to know this is bogus what he did to this girl. And you have to watch who you keep around you, because these could be the same people who could be right there trying to get you to do something you don't want to do. R.I.P. Kim Porter, R.I.P. Tupac, get well Cassie. The reason why Cassie even gonna sit down and testify against Diddy is because he put her through 10 years of heartache.
At the end of the day, this actually all started with her opening that door. How many people are actually going to finally get peace? How many people are actually going to be able to sleep again at night because she was brave enough to get up there and tell her story? But what do we not know? Like, he's going to try to twist this, that she was in agreement, it was consensual, it was her idea. They're going to try to play these different cards in different ways to manipulate the jury, and that's really the only play they have. Let's hope that the evidence supersedes that play, because at the end of the day, she deserves justice as well as every other woman.
Young Miami said that Cassie was trying to get up out of there. Right now, Cassie is pregnant right now, so Cassie really can't do too much. And she's happy that Diddy is locked up so that he can't try to stalk her. Diddy was stalking these women. And if a woman is trying to get away from you, you're supposed to just let her go. You have to watch the people you even befriend. Like, at the end of the day, it's a lot of people who will get mad because you don't want to be cool with them no more.
At the end of the day, some people don't know how to take a no and a loss. Like, get over it and move on.
Some people got boundaries.
Like, seriously, and when you cross those boundaries, well, there's going to be consequences to pay. You literally reap what you sow. And yes, while he sowed many seeds of greatness, he didn't sow enough because he sowed so many negative. All of it is catching up with him, and it's catching up with him fast.
And a lot of people think that just because you put on a smile that you're helping somebody. No, it's a hidden agenda right behind that smile. A lot of people don't know until it's too late, but you have to understand, Diddy, he did this for years, over 20 years. You know how many lives he ruined? Do you know how many people are put into a bad situation right now and they can't go back home because of what Diddy told them to say to their family, I want y'all to hit the like button if you rockin' with Cassie. Hit the like button if you rockin' with Kim Porter, because the way that he did this, he bogus. He think that he gonna get away with this and he not. Them feds ain't finna play no games. This is why they pushing the trial so soon. I seen trials drag out for 4 years. And Diddy trial, it's only been under a year. They want to get this over with because Diddy, he did too much. He tried to put stuff on people that they ain't even had nothing to do with, nothing that he got locked up for. But he tried to put people under the bus. They had nothing to do with it. You gotta listen all. Okay, on that list, how much of this is fabricated? How many of those names that you're just trying to say that they did something when whole time they only came to the party because you invited them and you threatened them to come. And you tried to make it seem like you're gonna do something to them if they don't come. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you're a fan of Cassie. Diddy bogus for what he did.
At the end of the day, this is one incident he could not buy himself out of. He may have bought himself out of, Tupac. He may have bought himself out of Kim Porter. But this one caught up with him, and it caught up for everything. There's going to be a lot of hell to pay.
He got a lot to show. They got him on camera. He got a lot of things to say. The things that he thought he was going to get away with, they come to bite him in his ass now. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you rockin' with Cassie. Jay-Z just let the feds know everything that went down inside of Diddy private parties. We knew that this was coming. RP Kim Porter, RP Tupac, get well Cassie. Everybody knew what happened to Al B. Shore. Everybody knew how he blew up Kid Cudi car. The feds got him now. The feds collected everything that they needed to know and all the evidence that they needed to be connected back to what happened with Kim Porter, Tupac, Al B. Shore, and B.I.G. He leaked the video of what happened inside that room when Jay-Z and Kim Porter walked inside of that master bedroom. They locked the door. Kim Porter, she told J-Lo that she need to literally step out the room. This is where they got into it at. And the feds, they released the audio of the whole situation. And I want everybody to know, they was messing with Aaliyah when Aaliyah was only like 16 years old. And Foxy Brown, she came out and said that Cat Williams not wrong. Everything that Diddy did, it all happened. And Jay-Z, he was the main one. He was hoping that R. Kelly ain't opened his mouth. But R. Kelly, he opened his mouth and told him everything that went on, even when he was messing with Aaliyah.
At the end of the day, P. Diddy thought he covered every corner. He thought he covered all of his tracks, and he didn't. Things are popping up left and right. His best friend is on the run. If your best friend is on the run, the person that moved with you left and right, up and down, and doesn't want to be beside you right now, something's going on. Your lawyers, they're trying to cover up for you. If a lawyer's going to lie about the littlest thing as a baby oil purchase, people will investigate. People are going to dig up the facts. The facts of the matter is, the little fib he told shows a bigger picture of, oh my God, we're covering up things. Costco doesn't sell baby oil. Sam's Club doesn't sell baby oil. Where else are you going to make such large purchases in bulk? There are so many things that they are trying to hide and conceal, and they're trying to move rapidly. That's why they're doing their own private investigation on top of the state federal investigation. But they're going to dispute that federally. They're going to go, no, we found this first, and when we found this, it was there. So you deleting stuff, having things erased, having the internet disappear, famous people are literally clearing their Twitter pages.
And when they never even got in this situation at all. They pulled right up on the side of Tupac. As soon as they pulled up on the side of Tupac, Orlando Anderson asked Keefe D to hand him the gun. He hung out the window and started shooting at the car. And this was their biggest mistake, because years later, what did Keefe D do? He started telling on everything. He kept making documentaries, and Greg Caden said that by him even making documentaries, that's liable evidence for them to even be able to come and pick him up from out of Las Vegas. He was going back and forth from LA to Las Vegas. They said that he had something to do with B.I.G. Everybody who sat there and saw these cases go unsolved for so many years, y'all know, we've been wanting answers for a long time. Tupac OG, she been trying to figure out who did this to Tupac. Diddy, he tried to hide everything. He tried to make it seem like he wasn't rocking with Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg been hating on Tupac since the beginning. When Snoop Dogg saw that Suge Knight was his bodyguard, he was his manager, and he was the person to protect him. Suge Knight, he told Snoop Dogg, don't bring none of your entourage with you. Don't bring nobody with you on this plane. Snoop Dogg took that as a threat. Greg Kading said that Snoop Dogg, he was on the plane, he had grabbed stuff so that he could try to protect himself. And everybody know for a fact how Suge Knight get down. Suge Knight pulled up on a lot of people. And there's a lot of people who don't like Suge Knight, but Suge Knight, he was the main one. He told everything, and everybody who was involved in it, they going down. I want y'all to hit the like button if y'all rocking with Tupac. Let me know if y'all think that this was a setup, because Tupac, Suge Knight, and Snoop Dogg, they were supposed to have been like this. Like at the end of the day, Death Row Records, it would have been better than it is now. It would have been something totally different. Everybody know for a fact that Tupac was the leader of the whole pack. Tupac had everybody trying to rap like him, and he made a big influence on the community. Hit the like button if you rocking with Tupac. Let me know if you think that Suge Knight, he not wrong for what he said about Snoop Dogg, because Snoop Dogg, he was on their team once upon a time, and then as soon as Suge Knight get locked up, what Snoop Dogg gonna do? He went and bought Death Row so that he can have all his records and everything that Suge Knight was holding from him.
Been on death row sometimes?
Never.
You brag about all these phone calls recorded. You brag about how Snoop tell you and told you he's a part of the people who put bread to keep pot. That's why I say don't mention Tupac's name in none of your interviews, because you Snoop, who said he had something to do with it. So Snoop was involved in hip-hop best all-time artist. You was involved.
Suge Knight didn't want to release a lot of things that he was putting out there because he wanted Tupac to be at the top. Tupac ain't had no beef with Snoop Dogg. Tupac actually was rocking with Snoop Dogg since the beginning, but it goes to show how deep it cuts when you the top dog and everybody else coming up behind you. Man, R.I.P. to Tupac, man. Tupac, if he would have never went to Las Vegas for that fight, this would have never went down. This would have never even occurred under those circumstances. And everybody who played a role in it, even the people who gave $1 million to Keefe D so he can go out there and do that to Tupac, all of them going down, regardless of how they feel about it. It's coming out now. And the Fed said that they got a 99% conviction rate, and they gonna get every last person. They not gonna come back and get nobody when it first happened. They gonna wait year after year, and they gonna see what else you gonna do and what other crimes you gonna commit. This is why they came back to get Keefe D out of nowhere. He had undercovers pull up to his house and grab him, and he told everything in the car.
I'm stand right here in front of the car. Yep, bud. Nope, we're going to put it down. I know, hang on. Put that down for a second, all right? You got nothing on here, right? Hook so. Okay. Do you have anything on you, sir? No. All I had was a phone and water. Phone and water. Perfect. Lieutenant Page. Yep. Got it. Yep, no problem. So what they got you for, man?
Biggest case in Las Vegas history.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Like recent?
September the 7th, 1996.
Oh no. Wow. That's a long time. That's a long time away.
You know what I'm talking about, man? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Not a detective quite yet, but yeah. It's a long time away, man. What was that? 20-some years? No, more than that. Yeah. Should've took him a while, huh?
I ain't worried about it.
Well, I mean, that's what court's for, right? Oh, so they raided your house and stuff, huh? That was like,
2 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm walking around the corner this morning, walking through my wall.
Wow.
Once he got locked up, he said he was gonna do his time, and then when they started trying to throw life at him, they tried to throw the book at him. They wanted him under the jail. That's when he started telling on every single person who played a role in it, everybody who he gave the gun to, even Von Zip, who stole half of the money.
And prosecutors say Davis incriminated himself in his 2019 memoir, Compton Street Legend, and in this on-camera interview.
You said the shots came from the back. Who shot Tupac?
The keeper for the code of the streets. It just came from the backseat, bro.
Davis now says his previous admissions connected with the shooting were made under duress and for money, claiming he did not write his own memoir and was fed information by police.
I shouldn't have said nothing. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have said nothing. And I'm innocent, man.
Prosecutors declined to respond directly to Davis's new claims. They say their case is strong and they expect a conviction.
And didn't even give Orlando Anderson nothing. And I want y'all to know, that's called a send-off, man. At the end of the day, we know for a fact how Keefe D get down. Keefe D, he from LA, but I rock with LA. At the end of the day, Tupac was rocking with LA. If Tupac was still in LA or if he was still in New York, this would have never even happened to him. And the Fed said that they gonna get Keefe D for what he did, regardless of who name he put in it. He shouldn't have never even said nobody else's name because he was the one that admitted it on the body cam when he was in the police car. He told everything and he let them know. He know exactly what they talking about, what happened to Tupac. The police act like they ain't even know what they was arresting him for because they can't release certain information until they get him down to the station. And that's when the prosecutors and the DA gonna come in the room and they gonna let you know everything that you being arrested for. Now, Keefe D thought he was just gonna bun out and get out real quick. He even had other people try to come up there and put 50,000 down. Whack 100 wanted to get him out. Whack 100 said that he wanted him to do multiple interviews explaining why he locked up and who did it. They wanted to get Diddy a long time ago, but Snoop Dogg, he should have never even been cool with Diddy and his name when it never got brought up in this. I would like to send my condolences out to Tupac family, and I would like to say, man, get well, everybody who's still mourning and grieving over Tupac, man, because Tupac was a legend. Tupac, he was the main one putting everybody up on game, and he was telling everybody, he was warning them about Snoop Dogg. He was warning them about Diddy and everybody else who came along behind them. Even Jay-Z wanted Tupac gone because with Tupac still around, what did Jay-Z do? Jay-Z couldn't really drop no hits. He dropped that 99 Problems and he dropped that The Black Album and he dropped that Best of Both Worlds with R. Kelly. But look what happened to R. Kelly. Like they wanted everybody gone so that nobody would know what they really did to the main star of the whole pack, Tupac. Tupac was the main one who was actually out there making good music. It ain't been no good music since Tupac been gone. And y'all know exactly how Diddy get down. Diddy don't care who he crossed. You see what he did to Cassie, Kim Porter, Al B. Sure, and what he did to Kid Cudi. Come on now, they came and tried to testify on that man, and they still end up giving him 4.5 years. Diddy'll be out. But Diddy, he'll never be the same. He had to sell half of his company and he had to sell a few of his cars so that he can be able to even pay them lawyers for this long amount of time. At the end of the day, Diddy bogus for what he did to Tupac. They gonna get him at the end of the day. Just because they ain't say nothing about it instantly when Keefe D got locked up. But Keefe D, he told everything. He even told them Diddy was the one that gave him the money. He even started crying on camera.
Davis's arrest followed years of fan-driven theories that an intense rivalry between East Coast and West Coast rappers sparked the fatal attack on Shakur.
I'm being held against my will. I'm supposed to be out there enjoying my twilight. God got my back, and God will see me through this.
And let everybody know he shouldn't be going down for this. He was in the car with them. What do they call that? The Fed said that they call that accessory to a. At the end of the day, you should have never even put yourself in that predicament. You told them that you gave him the gun. Once you gave him the gun, you should have instantly been thinking about what y'all was finna do, regardless of how much money it was, but it didn't matter at that moment because all he wanted was that money and he wanted to please Diddy. He wanted Diddy to look at him like he was a hitman. They said that Keefe D was there when B.I.G. got hit up. Gene Deal, he told it all. He told everything that went down. And he said Puff should have gotten that car, not B.I.G. At the end of the day, man, R.I.P. Kim Porter, R.I.P. Tupac, R.I.P. B.I.G., man, get well Cassie, get well Al B. Shore, and everybody else who was at them parties that Diddy kept throwing, making these people come, man. I would like to say get well to everybody who was involved in it because they didn't deserve to get did like that. Diddy has no remorse. He's a terrible human being. He bogus for what he did to these people, and he bogus for what he did to Tupac. Number one, he bogus for even going out there and paying that money to Keefy D, and now look at Keefy D. Keefy D, he already old. Keefy D, he can't do no more time. Keefy D, he wanna get out. He shouldn't have never gave him that gun though. He was with Von Zip and them, and he knew exactly what Orlando was about to do. So he was more aware of everything that was finna transpire, and he could have turned back at any time, but he didn't. Everybody know exactly how they got down, but look at the result of it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you're a fan of Tupac. Let me know if you think that Snoop Dogg, bogus for what he did, because by his name even getting mentioned in anything that got something to do with what Tupac had going on, knowing the history that they had, and knowing that Suge Knight tried to do something to him, man, we all know for a fact that he was gonna click up with Diddy at the end of the day. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel.